Apple have finally updated their AirPods with these, the third generation for the AirPods, and they're pretty cool because I've been using them for a while. That's exactly what I'm going to talk to you about in this video, my experiences, but also compare them with the AirPods and the AirPods Pro, because right now if you're considering buying these, you're probably also weighing up whether or not these are the right ones for you. Before we get into the comparisons, let's take a closer look at these. So here they are, the AirPods third generation with the MagSafe charging case. In the box, you're only gonna get the lightning cable and then the AirPods themselves. But on first glance, check this out. How familiar or similar does this look to the AirPods Pro case? It's actually a smaller case all round. So although it looks on first glance to be the same, it is actually a smaller, more compact case. And inside here, the new design certainly looks very different from the original AirPods, but they are distinctively still AirPods. They've got this glossy white look and feel to them. And I don't think Apple are going to be adding any colors anytime soon, although it would have been nice to see this perhaps in a black. And you'll notice that Apple have changed up the design. First of all, it's got a shorter stem. Second, it is much more contoured towards the ear. And actually, if you're someone like me that struggled with the original AirPods staying in your ear, then you'll be happy to know that these do fit better. Particularly, I noticed in my ears as I was moving around. They don't have that snug fit like the AirPods Pro because of the lack of tips, but they do fit more comfortably. One of the other things that you'll notice on the new AirPods is similar to the AirPods Pro, you've got this area over here for force touch. Now, unlike the AirPods Pro that has active noise cancellation and transparency that you can activate with this, you can basically use this force touch area for playback, for calls, and also for Siri. So it's clear from the original AirPods design, the AirPods third generation is certainly different. But when you compare it with the AirPods Pro, it actually looks very, very similar, with the exception that the AirPods Pro has this tip and the third generation AirPods doesn't have that. And that tip there is, I think, one of the big things for me personally. You get a much more snug feeling with the AirPods Pro than you do with the AirPods third generation. Those are certainly an improvement, particularly in my ear, over the first generation, but not as snug in the ear as I would like when compared with the AirPods Pro. Another update on the design is that this time around, both the buds and the charging case are water and sweat resistant. That basically means you can't dump them directly into the pool, but it means that if they get slightly wet due to rain or sweat, they should be okay, both the case and the earbuds. Whereas on the AirPods Pro, the case is not water and sweat resistant, rather the buds are. Now the all-important, what do they sound like question. Well, surprisingly for AirPods, pretty good. You'll get an Apple design driver and a custom high dynamic range amplifier. And overall, music quality across the board, different genres, is pretty decent. I think most people will be happy. One of the areas that I did feel was around bass. It was just a little weak around bass, and that's probably got something to do with the seal, because I'm used to using the AirPods Pro, and I feel that the seal there gives more of a bass on those as opposed to these third generation AirPods. When it comes to computational audio, Apple have included two of, if you like, their standout features. The first one is adaptive EQ. This is basically tuning the audio quality based on the geometry of the ear, but also the fit. And you'll notice sound quality does sound better across the board. But the second one, I think, is a real standout feature, and that is spatial audio. In the best way of describing it, it's almost like surround sound, but it's so much more than that. Certainly worth experiencing if you haven't already. Spatial audio here is available with fixed, but also with dynamic head tracking as well, which is incredible. I think those two features, particularly spatial audio on the AirPods third generation, is really impressive. And even adaptive EQ, that is a bit difficult to do because generally speaking, you'll notice that as a better quality on the AirPods Pro because, again, that seal kicks in and has an impact. But even on these AirPods third generation, the adaptive EQ is impressive. Now, when it comes to voice calls, there's something called a new acoustic mesh that Apple have added to the AirPods third generation. And the idea of that is hopefully to reduce some of that wind noise so you get clearer audio coming through on the other end. Now, I'm out and about at the moment, currently filming on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and there's quite a bit of wind here as well. So give you a good idea of the sound quality. Let me know in the comments if you can hear me clearly. Guys, the battery life on this, impressive. 6 hours worth of listening time, just slightly less than that, 5.5 hours with spatial audio, 4 hours of talk time. With the case, you're gonna get an additional 20 hours of talk time and 30 hours of listening time. 5 minutes in that case will give you about an hour of listening and talk time. So pretty impressive. And in fact, this is an area where the third generation AirPods have an advantage over the AirPods Pro because they have better battery life. So at this point, you're probably comparing these with the AirPods Pro. Let me just break it down for you. Really, the AirPods Pro have two advantages: a much tighter fit, seal in the ear, and you have active noise cancellation and transparency with those. Now, price-wise, the AirPods Pro officially, if you were to purchase both of them from Apple, you're gonna be about $70 more. Is it worth the additional $70? That's really down to you. I do feel, however, the AirPods Pro do have a noticeable advantage, both with the seal, the tighter fit in the ear, and active noise cancellation. But $70 more of an advantage? That's really down to you. I think if you have older AirPods and you're considering buying and want to save a bit of money, certainly the AirPods third generation are a great buy considering that. And if you have never joined the AirPods vibe and you're considering getting a new one but not sure if you want to pay more and get the AirPods Pro, probably worth, again, considering the AirPods. Let me know your thoughts about the AirPods third generation in the comments down below. If you're new around here, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and check out this other Apple video here. I'll see you there next. Peace and blessings.